better mute this thing. There we go.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode right here, Red One Radio. I appreciate you guys for tuning in this week. And this week I got a special guest, man, that I've been dying to have on the show for a while. He is, you know what? I'm going to just say his name and let him introduce himself. He goes by the name of Stuart, man. You guys should know him. If you don't know, man, you guys need to go out there and find out who he is. But what's going on, Lee? How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, well, good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, man, I appreciate you coming through for the hangout. Well, it's not a hangout, the Red One Radio. Man,
Yes. This is weird. This is the first one I've watched, and I'm going to be on it.
Outstanding. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, there we go. Jaeger Troop in the side chat. What's going on, Jaeger Troop? How you doing out there? Part of that notification crew, I guess. Huh. Yeah, it was weird. Usually, we were talking off air about this new YouTube, I guess, the way these hangouts or streams are going. It's weird, man. Like, usually, there's people in the side chat by now, but I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, man. There's been some issues lately, I guess. I don't know. The usual. YouTube's always dicking people around.
Oh, there we go. Now we got some people in the side chat. Big shout out, James Wade. What up? Fomaha. That's funny. What's going on? Capo79, I see you. James Moore, Brandon Maxwell. What's up, guys? Man, let me go ahead and start hitting fucking Mr. Lee Stewart with some questions. First, Lee, I want you to go ahead, for all those maybe who don't know about you or you know, who know about your channel, from the other guys down here in SoCal and the other moto vloggers that you interact with from time to time and stuff like that. Go ahead and explain your, I guess, career, if you want to call it that. Well, it is that. I can't even, yeah. Go ahead and kind of start at the beginning, man, and, lead us up to today and, all that good shit, man.
Well, I started off as a professional freestyle snowmobile rider way back in the day. I turned pro when I was about 15 years old. I did that for like 10 years, won a world championship doing that, and pretty much saw the entire world. And then after I retired from that, I kind of started stunt riding and been doing that for quite a while now. I guess since like 2006, I've been doing that since. Nice. And I've just been doing YouTube now for like the last year and a half, kind of showing off some stuff. Kind of I don't know what you would explain my channel as. I'm not technically a moto vlogger, kind of am, kind of not, kind of a hybrid of a few different things, I guess you'd say. But channel definitely has some stuff. That's some cool shit going on it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've noticed your channel has changed a little bit in the last, handful of months where, you're starting to, do the vlogs or whatever. And it's kind of cool you're numbering and letting people know. Well, what are you up to right now? 40 what?
49 went out today. Number 50 is already done, ready to go for Sunday.
Ooh, preemptive. Look at you, man.
So I'm slowly trying to step it up to more and more and more. Like before, I was doing it for, like last year, I had literally no schedule whatsoever, and which was just like the worst idea in the world. I would just feel like shooting a video and then put it out whatever day. And sometimes I would like make 2-3 videos a week. Sometimes I would make like one in a month. And for the past, I don't know, 6 months or so, I've been doing it like once a week consistently, and now I'm starting to try and step it up to like 2 a week, and eventually start doing 3, 4, and then maybe to the point that my editing becomes like super ninja status. I want to do daily at some point.
Oh, super ninja status, right? Yeah, it takes a lot of work, man. I mean, I can definitely appreciate the cinematography that goes into your vlogs, man. It's nice, it's not just hey, what's up, guys, we're fucking building this today, and a bunch of shots and fucking done. It's just like you have your little intro, right, and kind of the kind of introducing people what's going on, and then you have your intro where you come in and, hey, we're gonna do this today, and then you cut off to some other shots. Dude, it's great, man. I totally appreciate it. And I enjoy watching your videos, man. I think it's dope, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's kind of like what slows the whole process down of getting more and more stuff out, because I refuse to step down quality, kind of a deal. I always want to have like a ton of really awesome B-roll and really highly edited stuff, like something that's entertaining and engaging to watch the entire way through. Like I can't stand seeing like some daily vloggers out there that just mash random clips of their day together and they call that a video. It's just like, man, that stuff's so boring to me, and I want to do stuff that's at a higher grade of quality than that. So I need to step up my editing game a little more so that I can do that faster. Because right now I think shit, some of the videos they take me like 6 hours, 7 hours to edit together.
Right.
And if I was doing that every day, man, it would get tiresome real quick. I need to shorten that down and get down to like 2 hours and improve my skills a little bit. But that'll just come in time with practice, obviously.
Yeah, that's something I noticed too. When you start editing a lot, right? Like in the beginning, right? You're putting out videos sporadically, whenever, like just whenever you get a video out. Then you're like, all right, cool. Let me start trying to like do it once a week, and then you notice that like your editing skills become a little quicker. You find shortcuts and all this other little stuff that really knocks off that time that it takes to edit videos. But daily vlogs, man. I mean, I know Sin City Slick and I know Goatfather both were doing daily vlogs for a while, and they lasted about a month or so, give or take a couple of weeks, before they finally just had to hang it up. I mean, granted, I get it, right? Sometimes life steps into it, but man, I couldn't imagine a daily vlog, man. Even if it was something easy as just moto vlogging, just riding down the street, come home, cut, add your intro, add your outro, zip it up, and be done. I couldn't imagine something on your level as a daily thing, man.
Yeah, that's tough. I know if I did it like the other way, if I just went out and rode and motovlogged, or if I just like, film myself like a normal vlogger does, I could do that every day without even breaking a sweat. That's easy as hell. But to get it to the status it's at right now and not drop any of that quality level, oh man, that's gonna be a game changer. That's gonna be tough to do. Like there's guys out there that do it, and the guys that are doing it on that level, like Yoon Olsen is one of my favorite dudes to watch. He does daily. He kind of stopped doing daily now. He's doing like 4 or 5 a week now, I think he's at. But
wow.
For the first year he was doing daily, and that guy, like, he's got a filmer and an editor following him around and like hundreds of thousands of dollars in film equipment and doing this thing. Like he's doing it on the highest level you can possibly do it, and you can see it in his stuff. His stuff's amazing to watch every single day.
Wow. So, only if it was that easy for us, just single, people out here just doing it by ourselves,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to start putting the word out to, if anyone wants to start learning this stuff locally, like, you can feel free to come use my stuff and follow me around all day. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, hey, I want to rewind a little bit and go back to when you said you started. So you said you started on snowmobiles.
Yeah.
Dude, I honestly thought you started on like dirt bikes. I mean, to me that's just what it would easily seem like. But so when you started on the snowmobiles, what kind of, was it stunning or just racing?
Well, like, it started with both. Like, I've been riding for I think like 26 years, something like that. I started when I was like 4.
Okay.
But it started with snowmobiles and dirt bikes because we get both seasons here. So, and that was the stuff I grew up around. And yeah, it was everything. But snowmobiles was like later down the road, I guess. Well, it's been a constant throughout my whole life, but I mean, that was the first thing that like I became a pro at, I guess you'd say.
Gotcha.
I was racing motocross that entire time, racing snowmobiles the entire time, and I was racing local level pro class and stuff. And then just when I was around 15, I got like discovered, I guess you would say, and that was when the whole freestyle snowmobiling sport started. And I was one of the first 10 guys to kind of help pioneer that sport, I guess you could say, which is kind of cool to think about.
So how did that work? I mean, were you kind of on like some local kind of things, or I mean, were you at like local tracks, or like were you kind of like maybe locally sponsored or things like that before you went pro, I guess?
No, I actually had like decent support. It started off with that, obviously, but I was racing like the national series and stuff. By the time I was 14, I was already racing pro class in the national series here, because we don't have an age limit like they do down in the States, where you got to be 16 at least.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like 14 years old. I was racing the pro series here locally and on the national stuff. The way I got discovered though was I was doing like a lot of the snowmobile racing and motocross racing at local tracks. Like a lot of the time they'll have an end of the day or a halftime like jump contest kind of thing, because that was before like the actual sports of freestyle motocross and freestyle snowmobiling existed. So that's kind of how those sports got started.
Interesting.
And there'd be Yeah, there'd be like a halftime jump show or something like that, and
That's
you
pretty
go out and
cool.
do tricks, and it's like those old school tricks like heel clickers and cans and knacks and stuff like that.
Right.
And I would always do those things when I was a little kid because like I probably practiced jumps and tricks more than I practiced racing. I would always watch like the videos of guys doing that stuff, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. That's what I want to do. And I would go out on the track. I'd go do the required amounts of laps that I have to do for the day, and the rest of the time I'd just be out jumping and doing tricks and practicing and stuff the whole time. Since I was like 10 years old, I was doing tricks. And so, yeah, I would just go out and do those little jump shows and stuff. And I was basically winning all of them. And then when the big promoter started the whole freestyle snowmobiling tour kind of deal,
Oh,
I got seen at one of those things doing one of those. And he said, hey, you want to quit racing and do freestyle? We're starting this up. And I was done on the spot. I was like, yep, let's do this. And
wow.
it was tough to do because I already had factory support at the time from on the snowmobiling end from Arctic Cat snowmobiles. I was getting like sleds and stuff to race and all that stuff. And back then, freestyle was so highly frowned upon that it was like you're going to give up all your sponsorships, literally everything. You're going to be starting from brand new again if you do this. And I was just like, you know what, fine, let's do it then. So
Right.
it was tough to get into, but it paid off in the long run.
Which one came more natural to you, snowmobiling or motocross riding?
They're both kind of the same deal when you think about it. They do react and ride differently, but
Right.
a lot of the basics, like the mechanics and physical aspects of it, are all kind of the same. But if I was to pick one, I would always pick dirt bikes all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I was better on snowmobiles, but dirt bikes are just more fun to me because there's a little more you could do with them, especially where I live. I guess that's kind of a thing. Like if I lived somewhere where we had mountains and cool stuff to ride snowmobiles all the time, like yeah, I would have picked snowmobiles hands down. But I live in the flatlands, so dirt biking is a hell of a lot more common here.
Okay, you guys have like local tracks out there.
Yeah, our local series is pretty stacked. There's been a lot of fast pros to come out of here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, surprisingly for where I live, because it's like a no one's ever heard of it kind of place. But
That's funny.
in Manitoba, there's a lot of tracks for a Canadian type of place. Like I know you live in the mecca of motocross, so there's tracks everywhere in California. But up here, we got a decent amount in Manitoba. I think on our local race series, there's shit like 12 different tracks, like, all within like an hour of me right now.
Oh wow.
It's pretty
Damn, that's a
good.
lot. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know of a couple. I know there's one out here that's on the actual, I believe, on the big circuit or whatever. Was it AMA? There's like Glen Helen,
Glen
right?
Helen, yeah.
Been there. There's that big ass, massive fucking hill that they climb and they hit the U-turn and come back, or well, like
Yeah,
berm or
that
whatever, and come back
I,
down.
I've ridden that track. That thing is
Oh,
crazy.
have you?
Yeah, when you're coming down that thing like Mach speed, holy shit, that's scary.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool track, and there was like these little ropes and shit for people to like pull themselves to go hang out up there. I was like, ah, it's pretty funny. But
Yeah.
I was lucky, dude. The first time I went there, it had rained the night before, so all the dirt and dust and shit was all settled. Like it was perfect. And then the second time I went out there, it fucking sucked, dude. I was there for like, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half before I was like, I'm out, dude. Fuck this. Like, I mean, I had free tickets, but it was just so dusty and dirty. I was like, dude, I can't deal with this as a spectator, man. Like, screw this. But I mean, we got a couple of tracks that I know about out here. Me and Ghost Ninja one day were just riding around. I was somewhere like toward the south, and I noticed I was like an hour away from him, so I hit him up, and I was shooting like a short film with some people, and I hit him up and was like, "Hey, I'm close. You want to fucking meet up somewhere and we go ride?" And we did, and we ended up at Paula Raceway, and I mean, the track that we went to out there, it seemed like a very cool and relaxed track. You know, there wasn't, there was a couple of doubles, but nothing too big. But most of the jumps were like little tabletops and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, that would be the perfect track for me to like try to get back into it, man. Because like I used to race motocross, back when I was in middle school and probably like the first couple years of high school, and then I just kind of put it to the wayside and really didn't do it as much after that. Fucking started working jobs and shit. You know what I mean? Um, but I kind of wanted to get back into dirt riding out here. But the only problem that we have living in Southern California is that there's no like number one, you have to either truck or trailer the bike, right? And then depending
Yeah.
on where you live, you may have to drive an hour, whether it's to the north or to the east or to the south to be able to ride somewhere legally, you know, in an actual what we call it, what they call like an OHV, official high or off highway vehicle, like
Yeah.
parks and trains and shit like that. So it's like it's not the easiest thing in the world to just go out and hop on your bike and go ride, you know. So that's kind of one of the bummer, you know, like bad things, you know, because I do look at your videos and you'll just you'll hop on the little Kawasaki dude and just go down the road. You can't do that shit here, man. You'd fucking have the
Yeah.
police on your ass with the quickness. Like,
Oh yeah, I ride dirty everywhere, man. It's I've been doing that since I was a little kid.
dude. I mean, but have you? I mean, of course, you've been approached by the police. I'm sure, right?
Well, they've approached it's a matter of if they catch me, kind of thing.
Right, right. I got you. Shout out to Matt. I appreciate you. Thank you for telling me I sound low. Turn up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like I know, like where Derek lives, he used to take his little pit bike out and kind of ride around. I mean, but that's San Bernardino, aka San Bernardino, right? Like it's different out there. It's just different out there. But yeah, where I live in Long Beach, man. There ain't shit. Like I can't go anywhere without hitting something. Like you know what I mean? Like there's no way you could ride anything that's not street legal out here before fucking the cops get called on you, dude. Like
Yeah,
it's funny though.
I mean, it happens. It happens quite often, but we kind of know. I've been in this neighborhood a long time, so I know my way around here.
Do you have any problems with neighbors, or have you had any issues with neighbors as far as you know?
Funny thing is my neighbor, like immediate neighbor next door to me, is a cop. Yeah, that's the funny thing. But he doesn't seem to give a shit because when he first moved in here, he did some pretty greasy things that I know about, like with my stuff too. So I kind of think we have an agreement of never messing with each other after that.
Yeah, never snitching. Shout out Ghost Ninja. What up? I see you out there, man. Joe ass probably not even at work. Fuck you. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking more like noise and because I'm pretty sure, right? Like, you know, you like to go beyond wrenching on motorcycles, right? You're out there fucking cutting shit. Like you're doing some hardcore shit that like most of us normal people like me can't fucking do, right? But I mean, I would have to expect that you're up late sometimes, right? Like burning that night oil or whatever they call that shit, right? You know, working late at night, grinding on something or fucking, you know, sanding something down. Like, you know, people don't fucking come by and just knock on the door like, hey, can you fucking knock that shit off, dude? It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, I think my neighbors have like learned to tune it out because I'm out there like 4 or 5 a.m. sometimes. Like I've got a huge big V-twin air compressor. That thing's running like 3-4 times a day all the way through the night and stuff. Sometimes like it's constant. Then I'm cutting, grinding, and then by the time I'm done, I'm firing bikes up and running them like to the limiter inside the garage doing burnouts and stuff because I'm celebrating or something stupid. And no one seems to really care around here. It's kind of good. I think they're just kind of used to me by now.
Right, I got you. Let's see. Damn red, your shirt and chair look red as fuck. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I don't know what the fuck's going on. But all right, so cool. Like, so being a professional, like what does that entail? I mean, as far as like somebody from the outside looking in. I mean, we get it, right? You spend a lot of time honing your craft, practicing things like that. But I mean. All right. Have you been overseas or anything like that as a professional rider?
Yep, multiple times.
Okay. So how in a very general term or general explanation, how does that go? Like what are your, you know, like what do they provide for you, things like that? Kind of from start to finish.
Well, obviously, all the travel and all that expenses and hotels or whatever the hell, that's all done through the promoters. They take care of all that shit. Some of the stuff they'll actually like ship your personal like equipment over there, like your sled or your bike, whatever. You're riding. Sometimes you show up there and
how does that work? Do they throw that shit? Do they crate it and throw it on a plane or what?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you crate it up and take it down to the airport, and they send it there, and they pay all that stuff for it to get there. And then some of the times they will actually have brand new stuff sitting there. Like I've done multiple shows overseas where like I'm uncrating a brand new snowmobile when I get there and like building it up in the parking lot to go ride a show.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
that's actually a pretty normal thing.
Okay. So then,
So
of course, hotel and all that shit's taken care of.
yeah, and all that type of stuff, flights, hotels, anything like they'll take you out and show you around and stuff, and take you partying after and all that kind of stuff. And basically everything is covered from the time you leave your house to the time you get back to it. And
Wow.
and yeah, and then of course there's a hefty paycheck involved in riding shows over there too. So that's always a good thing.
Nice. What are some of the countries you've been to, or countries, cities?
Well, most of the stuff, like all the stuff I did overseas, was on snowmobiles, so it was generally colder places like Sweden and Norway and Finland. We did Moscow, Russia, which was actually like my favorite place to go to. That was super cool. Yeah, lots of places like that, man.
Got you. Big shout out, Jeff Moore. Appreciate the $2, man. All proceeds or all donations go to keeping this radio show alive. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So like, I mean, will you? Are you? Let me ask you this. Since you're in the snow, do you snowboard or ski at all?
I snowboard a little bit. I used to a lot actually when I was younger, but I haven't in years and years. I've kind of learned to like save my body for the stuff that's important.
Yeah. I mean, here recently, I was up at Mammoth Mountain. What was that? Not last weekend, but the weekend before. And it just amazes me, dude, how like you have that big ass jump, right? So there's like the little takeoff lip and like that's in the middle. I'll go around that shit and up to the top, and I'll stand up there and have my GoPro on top of my helmet. And I was just watching these guys just come down that hill, and they make that shit look oh so easy. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. My problem is I can't really hold my speed, the moment I start going too fast, I start, carving off the speed, man. I'll like kind of put on the brakes, and I can't muster up that kind of speed for that long to be able to hit one of those ramps to fucking, clear that little jump. Like, were you at that level or?
Yeah, like I used to. I'm
Shit.
I'm naturally just like I'm competitive as absolute shit with everything. Like I can't let somebody be better than me at anything. It just drives me insane. And
Gotcha.
I've pretty much have done like all the big stuff on snowboards. I remember one year at Winter X Games, they get because
Oh
when we go
shit.
there to ride or whatever,
Oh, that's
they
right.
give you
Yeah,
like
you're doing the snowboard. I mean, the snowmobile shit.
y-
Okay, damn.
yeah, so they give you like lift passes and all this stuff to hang out there, and we were there like a week early, so we were able to like ride the park course and stuff like that. And we went out there with a couple of the pro guys, and they're just bombing all these huge jumps and stuff. And I was just like, I was right behind them, following them off all this shit. They're of course doing like huge tricks and stuff, and I'm just like straight airing it, trying to keep myself together. But I went out and jumped everything, and they're like, "Holy shit! Like you can actually ride pretty decent. Like how many times have you done this? Like first time."
Yeah, you got balls, dude. I'm good.
That's why I've learned to like kind of tone it down because when I was younger, I used to ride BMX and skateboard and snowboard and all that kind of stuff, and like I would just push it to the maximum all the time. And a lot of the times I was getting more hurt on that kind of stuff than I was riding. And now in my older days, I kind of know like I got to save it for what's important because if I go out and hurt myself doing something stupid, then I'm not getting a paycheck.
Huh? So pretty much anything extreme sports, if it came across your table, you would try it out, and then right, like that's kind of what it seems like. I mean,
Basically.
wow. Have you ever done any kind of organized like vehicle racing? I'll leave it at that. Whether it's trucks or cars, rally cars, or anything like that.
Yeah, I actually have. I raced dirt track once, which was actually pretty awesome. And that was at a show again. We did a snowmobile show in where the hell were we? Tacoma, Washington, I think it was.
Okay.
And like we ride snowmobiles year round. We don't need snow. We'll ride on the dirt
Right.
or
I've
like
seen
wood
that.
chips or something like that.
Right.
And so yeah, we were doing one. It was like midsummer at this place, and they were like, "Hey, you guys want to go spin some laps in one of the cars or whatever during the day while we were practicing?" And we are like, "Shit, yeah, man, let's do that." So we went out there, and I set like for that car's class or whatever in my practice lap, or I set the fastest lap time of the track in that for that class. And the guy was like, "Man, do you just want to race this car tonight? I own this car. We got a driver for it. I'll tell him to fucking sit in the trailer all night. You can race." And I was like, "Shit, yeah, let's do that." And I ended up winning that night. It was super funny.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's nice, dude. God damn.
Yeah, I'd love to do that shit. That's like kind of my dream for when I can't ride anymore. Is I want to race some form of cars or trucks. Like I ideally I'd like to race the Baja, but that's kind of you got to have a lot of money to build a trophy truck and race the Baja. That's insane.
Yeah, that ain't cheap, dude. I mean, just fucking trying to fun. The goddamn suspension that goes under that thing would be ridiculous, dude. Like,
Yeah, we're talking like 300-400 grand to build a truck, and then you got to have all the spare parts to maintain it through the most grueling race on the planet.
right?
So
Oh man, I mean, it'd be fun. Yeah, you have your little co-pilot with you and your fucking race team in trail and all that shit or whatever. Or no, they usually go out ahead or some shit like that, right? Or something. I can't remember. But
yeah, they got a chase team that they're usually ahead by from point to point most of the time because you're going off through the desert and you're kind of slower than taking the roads, obviously.
right, dude. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a little jealous, a little envious because I never, I never got to the point where like I was a sponsored rider or any of that bullshit. I had my little amateur classes and fucking all that bullshit that I did and motocross, whatever. I mean, for me, it started. I was just my brother was sponsored and I would just when he would go to practice or whatever on the weekends, I would tag along with him, and then some of his friends would have like a little 80 or some shit that I could like put around on, and so I was happy trail riding and shit. And then once I started going to the races, man, I was kind of like watching, and after a while, I would used to take the bikes, and then I would go off to like the little practice track that'd be in the back, and I'd just kind of go out, fuck around on that. And then once I saw like the beginner class out there racing one day, and I'm like, dude, these guys are fucking slow, man. And my brother was like, you want to race? And I'm like, yeah, let me practice a little bit. So I wind up like spending that whole summer like really trying to dial in how to jump the bike and how it reacts, right? Tapping the back brake and all this bullshit if your fucking nose is too high and all this other shit. And really figuring out how a bike runs versus just going down a fucking trail and not trying to smack trees and shit. And I remember I hopped in my first beginner race, and I think I got like third or fourth or some shit. And then I worked my way up, moved into the amateur class, and was doing all right in that. And then eventually I just kind of gave it up, man. Like I said, I started working and fucking couldn't really pursue it anymore. Plus my mom fucking hated that shit, dude. Mom was not a fan of me fucking riding dirt bikes at all, dude. Like I had to keep it for about 4 years or 3 years. 3-4 years before she ever found out. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, my mom's a different story. She's been on board pretty much the whole time. She's all about it. She obviously doesn't like to see me get hurt, but she really doesn't give a shit at the same time. She knows what the risks we're taking.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
Speaking of hurt, what's the worst?
Oh shit, I don't even know.
You gotta fucking think about it.
It's a big list, man. It's a really big list. I've broken of course, I've blown out like joints and limbs and ligaments and all that stuff. Like the amount of injuries is endless. But if I people always just ask how many bones you've broken, and I think I'm up to like 18 or something like that. But I think like the worst would have been when I broke both my arms at the same time, because it didn't it hurt obviously, but it wasn't like the most painful one. But man, try walking around and like going through your day with 2 broken arms. It's not easy, that's for sure.
So
you learn a whole different level of humility when you got to get someone to wipe your ass for you for like a month.
So that means you were cast up, right, the whole time?
Yeah, both arms like stuck like this for like a month and a bit.
Oh my.
Yeah, man. I had a real dedicated girlfriend at the time. I could say that.
Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Whatever fucking name. Yeah, that's man. You know what, I've never even thought about that, man. I mean, you've seen people that break their arm or break their leg or whatever, but I couldn't imagine both arms. Yeah, because you can't dress yourself at that point, or could you? Well, could you put on a shirt, or would you have to do like a button-up kind of?
No,
thing?
it was like. It was impossible to do pretty much anything on my own. I figured out a lot of stuff towards the end, but the first little while, man, was super tough. Like getting out, you can't get pants on, you can't get a shirt on, you can't do shit for yourself. Basically, it was nuts. Yeah. So I started having people rig stuff up around my house so I could actually turn the TV on and stuff and all kinds of shit going on. It was kind of funny.
Man, that's. Well,
that was the most inconvenient one, though. Definitely not the most painful, but I'll definitely remember that period for a while.
So you've broken both arms. What about legs? Both legs? Yeah. Not at the same time, of course, but both legs.
Yeah, I've done legs, done basically all the limbs at some point.
Collarbone.
Probably like, oh yeah, collarbones. Like this one is so weirdly misshapen. It's super weird. um, Probably like the most painful though was I did a compression fracture in my neck. I broke my C6, I think it was, and that one took a while to like come back from. That shit sucked.
Oh damn.
That one, like, still to this day, it hurts because, like, when it happened, it's on my channel. There's just like a quick clip. I uploaded like a super old, terrible video that I had kicking around, and you can see my head turns all the way around backwards in it. So like it tore like all the muscles from like my shoulder up the side of my head, and to this day, like that part still hurts, still gives me problems.
Where is the link to this video?
I forget what the hell it's called. I think it's called like old ass freestyle video, or for like what the hell is it called? I don't know, something stupid, but it's like one of the first couple videos on my channel. It says like freestyle 2000 something to 2000 something, and there's just one clip in there. You can see like I caught a headwind. I was doing just like I think I was doing like a stale fish or something, or a bar hop, and I caught a headwind and it just blew the sled straight up and down. There was no saving it with the brake, and I caught the top of the landing and it catapulted me over the bars just straight to my head. And like right when I landed on my head, the sled ran me over at the same time. And kind of folded me in half. How much do those
sleds weigh? I've always been curious.
450 pounds ish.
Okay, so it's a bike. It's got a bigger footprint. Well, it's a street bike, just a bigger foot. God damn.
That's what kind of sucks because they don't fall over when you ditch them like a bike, so they chase you down and generally smash into you a lot of the time. If you're going, if you're crashing in front of it, you can guarantee you're getting run over.
Dude, that's a bad way to put it. Chase you down. Hey, well, you know what? I got some phone calls. I just looked over here. I didn't let people know, but hey, if you guys want to go ahead and call in, man, that number is 516-387-1431. Got a couple calls on the line. You want to go ahead and take those right now?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and take this first one. Area code 714. You're live on the air. What up?
What's up, Lee? What's up, Red One?
What's going on, man?
Hey, this is Jaeger Troop from Fresno.
Is who?
Jaeger Troop.
What's going on, brother? Hey, wait, this is your first time calling in, isn't it?
No, man, I called you in. We talked about guns for about 20 minutes.
Yes, we did. Yes, I remember that. Remember that. What's going on, man? You got a question?
No, not really. I just saw nobody was calling, so I figured I'd kick this shit off. And Lee, did that D125 video, man? Let me tell you, you're breaking heart. There's a lot of people that are getting called out in that video, man. All these people with these stun cages and Groms and Z's. You had that thing for 30 minutes.
I saw that in the comments. Yeah, it's I mean, I've got a bit of an advantage, right? I came from riding stunt bikes. I still do for the most part. So riding one of those things is pretty easy for me, I guess you could say. But just wait, man. I'm going to be rigging up a handbrake and some other parts on there. I'm going to make a stunt bike out of that little guy, and we're gonna throw down on it and see what they can do.
Right on. Hey, and I know there's you were mentioning doing the freestyle sled stuff. I know back in the day there was all the crusty demons of dirt and shit like that. I know there's some sled videos out there, was like Sled Next and stuff like that. Are you in any of those?
Yep. Yeah, I'm in a shitload of the Sled Next ones. There was Frontier Films at the time, but Up in Smoke videos was in those. I was in one or two of the crusty videos. Basically all the stuff from that era I was in at least once.
Cool.
That's old school right
there.
On.
I will, you got other people waiting?
Got one other person.
Digging both your channels, man.
Thanks, man.
I think that's Fomaha, and he needs to get on there because he keeps procrastinating. Everybody's calling him out, telling him to call in. So I'll let it go. I'll call you guys back later, maybe.
All right. Thanks, Jaeger Troop. Appreciate the love, man.
All right.
Later, man.
Crusty Demons of Dirt, man. That's old school right there, man. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember them shits on VHS cassette tape, dog.
Dude, yeah. They went on for a long time, man. They did 20 years of those videos.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, see, pretty much once I not really when I quit riding, but once I joined the military, that's when motocross ended for me. And then when I got back into it, I'm like, wait, what happened to the 125 class? They're like, they don't race the 125 class no more. I'm like, when the fuck did that happen? They're like, dude, seriously? And I'm like, I didn't know. Like, yeah, dude, it's 250, 450 now, all four stroke. And I'm like, goddamn, they got rid of the 2 strokes too. Like, yes, man. Fuck, where have you been? I'm like, overseas. I've been in fucking the military. I didn't know. But yeah, dude, like, shit totally fucking changed, man. I was like, God damn. But I didn't know they went that long. There was Crusty Demons and what was another big
series? There was a Fox had that series for a while. They were kind of like the second biggest with the Terra Firma series.
Terra Firma. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking.
Yeah, they were huge. That was like life changing for me. I remember I got the very first Crusty Demons, and I was I don't know, I think I was like 9 years old or something like that, and I literally wore that VHS tape out. Like I watched it so many times that the tape like stretched and snapped itself.
Wow.
That one, and there was another one shortly after that. That's like the most underrated moto film of all time. Was called SMP Disturbing the Peace. It's still to this day my favorite moto film ever made.
Familiar. That sounds.
Yeah,
familiar.
It was so good. That one was like that was the best one of that start of freestyle era, man. That thing was killer. And those two I watched on repeat every single day after school, and I'd like watch them learn, like look at some of the tricks, and then okay, I'm gonna go outside and hit my little jumps outside and try those.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, that motivation. All right, cool. Well, let's take this next call here. 505. Wait. There we go. 505. You're live on the air. What up?
Hey, I have a question for Lee.
Please, by all means, ask away.
Hi. So, with your sponsorship, well, I think it's sponsorship, sorry for my bad English, but with your sponsorship with Kawasaki, like, why did you just get, like, the small bikes? Like, why couldn't you get the larger bikes?
Well, I'm going to be riding a lot of the bigger bikes, more as a demo unit kind of deal. Those are going to be bikes I give back later on after I'm done with them, but these bikes are going to be ones I get to keep. I wanted to have mini bikes because I think it was my newest video I said that, or maybe the one I don't even know, but I ride mini bikes for the most part because they're such good practice. I think I say it in the last one. Like I've already got big bikes to ride, so I didn't need another one, but I needed a fleet of mini bikes to practice on because there's so much less room for error on a mini bike. Like a big bike, you can kind of move your weight around doing wheelies and stuff, and the bike it'll still track straight for the most part. With a mini bike, you move your ass half an inch on the seat, and the whole bike's going to carve that direction. So you got to be way more dialed on a mini bike. And it's actually like really, really, really good practice, and people don't really realize that. So that's kind of why I wanted to have the two. Plus, like I've wanted the Z since it came out. I rode a Honda Grom at the start of last year, and I was like, man, these little bikes are super cool. And I saw the Z come out, and I was like, oh, that's definitely the one. That thing looks awesome. And I've been wanting one ever since. So when this Kawasaki deal came across the table, I was like, I need one of those. Give me one of those, please.
You still there?
All right, so so that basically answered my question. But just want to say that you're like the best motor vlogger in Canada, like kind of better than Snowcat. But yeah, well that does for me. Thank you for answering my question.
Well, hey, I appreciate the call.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
This is Fomaha, right? Am I correct? Fomaha, something. He hung up. Damn it. So you hung up too early, man. If that's you. You hung up too early, bro.
Oh, shit. Whoever that was, thank you for calling in. That's cool, man.
Yeah, you know what? It does make sense with the smaller bikes, right? And let me ask you this. Is it any different being that much lower to the ground? I mean, compare. I mean, I guess crashes aren't as bad because you're, at a slower speed, right? You're not... I don't know, dude. I'm just trying to make shit up off the top of my head.
Actually, like, if I'm gonna tally up like getting hurt and stuff, I've been hurt more times on mini bikes than anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They tend to get a little more dangerous because your confidence level goes up, right? You're like, I'm on this little bike, I can do whatever I want, kind of thing, and that's usually when you're gonna get your ass handed to you.
I got you.
But yeah, man, riding mini bikes it's super, super good practice. Like I said, there's just so much less room for error on a mini bike. You got to be super dialed and perfect on them, or else stuff doesn't work. Like when I'm doing circle wheelies on that little Z, I got to be like on point to do those things. Like with a big bike, I can make a ton of mistakes and I can do like 30, 40, 50 circles all day long. And on that mini bike, I'm struggling to do like 5 or 6 because like I got to be like perfect the whole way through or it doesn't work.
Gotcha. That's interesting. I mean, I've never thought to, put bigger bikes, smaller bikes, as far as, I mean, I wheelie, I'm not fucking great, but I can do it. But, I just, seems like to me, watching other people like wheelie groms and shit, yeah, you gotta fucking yank on it in first to get it going up. That sounded real gay. But, it just seemed easy because I've seen a lot of people fucking just literally like, oh shit, they're about to go, they're about to fucking loop it. So they just stand up or whatever. And I mean, it seems easier, but I mean, yeah, it does make more sense now what you're talking about moving your body around the bike definitely has more of an adverse effect on something that weighs what? How much does a gram weigh? What, like half the weight?
They're about 250 pounds.
Right, so you're riding a grown-ass man at that point.
Pretty much. Yeah, and you got such a small footprint on the ground, right? That's kind of what makes it difficult.
Yeah, true.
So, but as far as learning on one, does kind of, like I said, the confidence goes up, right? You don't have all that extra power to like really, really mess you up if you like say whiskey throttle it or something like that. And, like a 600, you whiskey throttle it in first gear, you can be doing like 80 miles an hour in first gear almost. It's crazy. So you can really mess yourself up, at least with a Grom or something like that. You're not going to be going that fast if it happens. So you're going to generally be okay.
Right. Tapping out at track speeds and shit, like as far as like professional runners. But all right, cool. We got another call here.
Sweet.
559, you live on the air. What up?
What up, Brad? How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Who is this? Where you calling from?
I'm actually in Cincinnati. My area code's from Fresno area, but
Ooh.
living out in Kentucky, and I'm in Cincinnati right now, actually.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, appreciate you calling in. You got a question? Statement? Something?
Yeah, I actually got two questions. First question for Lee is, so I started watching your videos probably, 6 months ago or something like that. One thing I've always really enjoyed watching is you building your own shit, with a lathe or a powder coating or whatever. Just doing all your own fabrication, man. Where did you learn how to do all that shit?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I've been doing all that stuff since I was a little kid. Because like I said, I started riding when I was around 4, and even from when I was a little kid riding, like after the first year riding, when you're a little kid, you're just kind of putting around the yard in first gear. By the time I was like 5, 6, I was actually starting to break parts. Like I was going hard on that little 50, and and it was the rule around the house was you break it, you got to learn to fix it, or you're not riding, kind of thing. So like I think by the time I was like 7 or 8 years old, I already knew how to rebuild a top end on a 2-stroke and lace a set of wheels and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was throwing down work in the garage since a little kid. And that's something that just to this day still interests me. Like when I'm sitting around doing nothing, instead of playing video games or sitting on Pornhub jerking off or something, I'll be sitting up on YouTube or like on forums or like buying books online so that I can learn more stuff like fabrication techniques and stuff. Like right now, I just read like a 500 or 600 page book on how to lay carbon fiber, even though I don't have the tools to do it. I really want to know how to do it in case I do it one day. And I just practice since I was a little kid. I just teach myself everything basically. I did go to school to get accredited for after I retired. I actually did work like a normal human for a little while, so I went and got my motorcycle mechanics ticket and all that stuff, which was kind of a breeze for me because I already knew everything of what I kind of needed to know in there. But I got that, and I did some welding certification stuff too. But for the most part, it's been all self-taught. I just like I'll sit in the garage and I'll go learn stuff with my own tools, or if I don't have the tools, I'll find a homie that has them and be like, hey man, can I like come hang out for a while and do some stuff with you or whatever. And it's been like that since I was a little kid. I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool, man. A lot of that stuff, especially using lathe and stuff like that, that's some precision shit there, I'm sure it'll take a while to master stuff like that.
That's self-taught too. That one, I remember buying that thing. Like that's that lathe I have is a cheap like Princess Auto thing, which down there in the States it's Harbor Freight. We have the same thing. It's called something different. But I remember they had that thing on sale. It was like $400 or something like that, and I saw it and I was like, man, it'd be cool to learn how to machine my own parts. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy this thing and just start learning. And that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
And, yeah, man, that's one of the things.
I got a...
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I think we got a delay or something.
Yeah, there's like a 2-second delay. It's weird, but there's a small delay. But no, go ahead, man. Ask your question.
So I got a 07 GSXR 600. I've been riding dirt bikes all my life. I just started riding street bikes probably, I don't know, 2 years ago, something like that. I've been working on doing wheelies and stuff like that, but yeah, I've gotten pretty good in first gear and stuff, but second gear, man, I'm just really lacking that power, and I've been thinking about doing a -1 in the front, +2 in the rear for sprockets. I was wondering what your thoughts are on that for doing that, but keeping your bike, being able to ride on a highway or, stuff like that, how hard that is on the engine, being at a higher rev range all the time.
That small of a gearing change won't affect you too much. You'll be fine. Like, I've had fully stunt geared bikes on the road before, and it's been totally fine. So that small of a gearing change, totally cool. Your bike probably won't even notice it's there.
Oh, okay, right on, man.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Hey, Red, you're the man. You're probably one of the first channels that I started watching. Got into watching motovlogs and stuff like that, and
nice.
yeah, I love your videos, man.
Hey, I was gonna say this too. Like, I kind of started wheeling like you. I started in first, and I had first down. And then the moment I tried to start learning second, right, there was a big power deficiency. Like, I could only like decompress the forks or just barely get the front off the ground. And the thing that I had noticed was that, at least with my bike, and stock gearing, was that A, I wasn't going fast enough, and B, I wasn't revving the engine high enough. So now that I've figured all of that shit out, I literally let that shit bounce off the rev limiter one time before I throw the clutch, or before I drop the clutch, and then yank like a motherfucker. Sometimes it comes up super easy, and it fucking just settles right in, and I'm like, oh, there it is. But other times, man, there's that, like, it comes up, and it's just kind of like, it's like hesitating, and then I just literally stay in the power, and then eventually it'll start to rotate further up, which I hate those wheelies, because I've spent so much time trying to get the bike, further up, that, like, now I'm going, twice as fast as I want to be, or whatever the fuck. But I don't know, man. I granted, if you do that conversion, yes, fucking wheeling's going to be a lot easier. But I would say, kind of practice trying to figure out where your bike can do it in second gear. For mine, It was 60. I know that's a fast fucking speed, but I can't seem to do anything under 60. I mean, without having to, like, maybe sit all the way back on the fucking seat and all that other shit. But I don't feel comfortable doing that. I like my nuts right up there on the tank. That's just it's just comfortable for me.
Yeah, technique has a lot to do with it too. Technique is number one. I remember on my 600, I was getting that thing to lift up in fourth gear just to prove a point to somebody.
Really?
It's mostly it's technique than anything. Like you were saying, there is going to be a certain kind of RPM range that'll suit each gear a little bit better. But for the most part, it's going to be your clutch up and bounce technique kind of thing. Like in first gear, you pretty much don't need to do any of that because it's got so much snap, it'll just lift it on command. Once you start getting into the higher gears, you got to kind of learn how hard you got to throw it. Because I remember in like fourth, fifth gear, I was like sitting there like almost holding the bike wide open and then just like dumping the clutch and like whoa, and then it would bog out, but it would actually lift. And I was doing just like a heavy fork bounce to get it to come up. So it's possible in almost every gear on a 600. It's just you really got to work on technique for the most part.
Yeah, technique, man.
Yeah, I guess I was probably scared, getting up in the 10 grand rev range, dumping the clutch in second gear. I was gonna loop it out or something like that. But
you definitely
I'll try that out, man. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I would say however you learned how to do first gears, apply that to second gear, right? You don't want to, for me, I started from a very underpowered point of view, right? I never just I never fucking hit the throttle real hard and then yank the clutch, dude. I always kept it like real low, I gradually built over time. So for me, when I was learning second, it was just, getting the front wheel to bounce off the ground, up and back down, up and back down. And eventually I could hold a little bit longer, and then, just slowly progressing through second gear before I finally figured out how to fucking nail them for the most part now.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is go out there and fucking hurt yourself or wreck your bike.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
you can't even learn because your bike's all fucked up.
Right? So, But for sure, man. Yo, appreciate the call, homie. Thank you, sir.
Hey, right on, man. Y'all stay safe.
All right, brother.
Thanks, man.
Good questions, y'all. Yo, please keep calling in, man. If
This is good. This is a legit radio show, man. I like this.
right, but like, I don't know, like certain like people, guys, sometimes I think get like nervous and they don't want to call in for some reason. I don't know. Like right now we have no callers, but if I keep like poking, somebody eventually will call in and be like, all right, well, fuck it, I'll call in. But yeah, no, it's just cool to be able to finally hear from the people that watch your show, whether they're strictly there to praise you or they're just like, dude, I gotta ask a question. All right, in this video, boom, 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 you did. How the fuck did that? You're like, oh yeah, that was because of this. Like to me, it's something that I've wanted to do here on YouTube for a very long time, and I finally did the research and spent the money to make all this bullshit happen. And to me, it's well worth it. To me, it's well worth it.
This is a great setup. Like, I've been considering doing the same somewhat of a thing. Like I did a couple random bullshit streams on my channel, and the one of them that we did that actually like stayed on point the whole way through, and it was like an hour kind of show with a format. Like people loved it, and after that, I was like, man, I don't even know how to do this type of stuff. This is hard. I need to get a better internet connection before anything. I'm using some near dial-up shit going on here.
Yeah, what are you using? Because every now and again, your video will freeze and like you'll kind of go into that robot thing. But I know it's just bandwidth. But is it cable or is it just is it your area? You can't get anything faster per se, or what?
Oh yeah, I can get super fast stuff here.
Expensive.
Full disclosure, I spent a little bit of time as a cable guy, and I know how to steal internet pretty well, so I haven't paid for internet in like 5-6 years. But the only stuff that you can snag out of the box is like kind of the base level high speed, which is like the slowest high speed known to mankind. Like that was the high speed of probably 10 years ago.
I got you. All right, well, we got 3 callers on the line. If you guys will stay on until we get to you, appreciate that. So let's start with the first one. Area code 619. You're live on the air. What up?
¿Qué onda, amigos? Necesito 3 tacos de carne asada, 2 tamales.
I already know this is.
Right, I already know who this is.
Yeah.
See,
What's up, Ghost?
Hey, shit. What's good?
None, man. Just you guys are over here chopping it up, and so you come into SCMM, Lee?
Doubtful.
Big question.
I don't think it's happening this year. That's an expensive trip for me.
Damn.
Expensive as in like
well,
what kind of expensive we talking about? Like, I mean,
it'll probably cost me about at the minimum like $3,000 for me to go.
What?
Yeah.
God damn.
How?
I live further away than you think.
Tow your ass.
Because like here's the deal: if I did SCMM or anything for that matter, like I'm not gonna fly anywhere and rent a bike. If I go somewhere, I'm gonna be bringing at least one of my own bikes.
Okay.
Because I want to be filming with everybody and stuff, and especially California being like the mecca of like stunt riding, where there's probably gonna be like 100 Harley wheelie guys out there I can go ride with. Like I'd like to go film and ride with those guys, and then go film and ride with all the motovlogger dudes and shit like that. And like obviously, if I'm gonna be filming with people, I want to be on my own bike so I can actually do what I do with it and not be on some rented turd that's just gonna be horrible for me to ride, and I won't be able to actually like do what people want to see. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So it's a far drive. It's like a 36-hour drive for me to get there.
I mean, look, Rev Bomb and fucking Bash went from LA to fucking Georgia, and fucking that shit was like
it did
36 hours one way.
Yeah. Well, you got to think too, because like we're talking converting Canadian money into American money. So
ooh, yeah, you gonna go ahead and bend over, sir.
No, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take a little hit.
Yeah, like my dollar right now is
Canada.
worth
Taking the milk.
Yeah, it's 73 cents right now, so I'm losing out pretty hard.
Goddamn.
Well, all right. Well, I'll let you guys go. I know you got other callers. Just want to call in and see what up.
All right, Ghost Ninja. Fucking.
Thank you, sir.
All right, later.
Shameless
Peace.
plug right there. I see what you did. Peace, dude. Y'all can call Ghost Ninja at area code 619. Oh, he hung up. Damn it, I can't see it anymore. I was about to get y'all Ghost Ninja's phone number. Yeah, but maybe you know, with a little bit of planning, you can do 28. What? 18? Yeah, wait. Yeah, 2018. You know, something.
Yeah, I really wanted to do it this year, but I took that, that leap into my channel. Like, you can see it from last year's videos to now, how much they've improved, because
Right.
I spent the money on getting good equipment and actually learning how to do this. So that was kind of what ate that up.
It's an investment. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm already on board, dude. So we're good.
You know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to camera
Wait, real
gear.
quick. Are you using that GH4, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Because I remember RevBond was fucking spamming the fucking side chat. Get Lee a GH4. I remember that shit, dude.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, it
was
took me
hilarious.
months to get that camera because it's not a cheap camera by any
No,
means. And
it's
I
not.
got good glass for it and stuff too. And yeah, it was an expensive setup, but I mean, the proof is in the videos nowadays.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. All right, well, let's take this next one. 765. You live on the air. What up?
What's up, Red One and Stuart?
What's going on,
How's
brother?
it going?
What up?
Nothing much. This is the ultimate.
It's going
Weeaboo.
good. Going good.
The ultimate weeboo. What's going on, man?
Oh, look, I have a question for
Jake the Garden Snake?
a whole bunch of like stickers on their motorcycles, like especially like anime stickers and stuff.
Okay, wait. What was your question?
How do you feel about people putting like a bunch of like stickers on their motorcycles, especially like anime stickers?
Anime? I mean,
Yeah, like you can buy stickers on the internet.
I look at it like this. At the end of the day, you're the one that has to live with it. I don't. So, I mean, even motovlogger decals and stuff like that. I don't put motovlogger decals on mine because I always think about what happens if I crash and then all those decals are fucking gone. You know what I mean? But if there are a bunch of decals that I went out and bought, that I could just get again or whatever, like not that big of a deal, then sure, I mean, why not, man? I mean, do whatever makes you happy. It's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, man, your bike is a reflection of yourself, basically. So that's all that really matters. If you dig it, sticker the shit out of it.
Yeah, because I actually don't own a motorcycle yet, but I'm looking at getting probably just a little, I don't know, probably DR200, whatever's cheap.
Okay.
Especially in my area, I'm more looking at dual sports because there's potholes everywhere where I live.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Wait, where are you calling from?
I just kind of, my friends are like, why would you do that? But I don't know. Screw them. I'll probably do it anyway.
Where are you calling from?
I'm from Indiana.
In like rural Indiana, or are you like fucking in the city rural? Like, I mean, are you like in the city, or are you kind of like out, like, where you have a little land or something where you could ride around on?
I live in the city, but I'm like 10 minutes away from a bunch of cornfields and
Oh, okay.
in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Yeah, something like a dual sport would be kind of cool, man. You could ride around, get to work, do whatever you need to do. But then, like, at the same time, if you want to go out in the woods or in the sticks, talk to some people out there that's got some land and be like, hey, I got a, little street legal dirt bike here. I'd like to be able to, if you don't mind, I see there's maybe some trails or something on your property. If you don't mind, some people wouldn't care. It just depends, I guess, what they're doing with the land that they have. But you find something to get into out there.
Yeah, definitely. Just don't. You see it, and it's really sad. You'll see, like cornfields with just, you can like see where a car went through it. And just like
Good old boys and a bottle of Jack Daniels. Fucking
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the type of area I grew up in.
All right. Well, that's what's up, Weebo.
I
Hey,
just feel
man.
bad for the farmer because they're losing money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. Yeah, nobody
We
ever
used-
thinks about that shit, huh?
We used to go suit up in full motocross gear and try and ride the cows.
What?
Yeah, those things. Those things get buck wild, man. When they're sleeping, they get pissed off and they go nuts. So you need to have full gear on. You're getting your ass handed to you.
I never thought that. Oh, that's funny. Well, hey, Weebo, man, I appreciate the call, brother. Let me go ahead and grab these next two that are below you. But thank you for calling, sir.
Have a good day.
You too, man.
Bye.
Too, man. Later.
Fucking motocross gear and sleeping cows, dude. That's funny. That
Yeah.
is genuine.
Pigs are even worse. We had one of our buddies we raced with had like a big pig farm or whatever, as his dad did, and they've raised like those big, crazy like steroided out pigs and stuff. And man, those things are gnarly. Like they get mad when you jump on them, and they move too. And like once they buck you off, they're coming back at you.
Are they?
They're pretty intense. Oh yeah. We used to do that all the time.
Oh, dude, you need to do that shit again. This time, throw a camera on the helmet. Fucking, it'd be funny.
Oh man, I wish like action cameras or even accessible video cameras existed. Like when I was growing up, some of the stuff we did, and even the stuff we did on the road, was just like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
I bet. All right, let's take this next caller here. Area code 509. You're live on the air. What up?
Not much, just chilling.
All right, cool, man. What's your name? Where you calling from?
James Wade, I come from Spokane, Washington. It's all the way up there in the northwest.
Yeah, that northwest. Is it still cold up there? Or are you guys finally like warm-ish?
Well, we're finally warming up. We're getting into the 70s trend. Right now we're going to screech at halting 80 tomorrow. I think for a couple of days it's only going to be like in the 60s for a short period of time, but after that we're going to shoot back up into the 70s.
I got you. Well, cool, man. You got a question?
Yeah, I overheard that thing with the weeaboo man, the decal thing. It's like, it's great if you have a car yourself and you like to do that stuff, but from what I've seen with a motorcycle, it's more of like an expendable decoration for a bike, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Like if for some reason you get into an accident and it starts skidding on wherever the decal has been placed, or kiss that decal bye-bye, and there goes, I don't know, $5-10
More than that, dude.
worth in decals, depending on where you get from.
Yeah, dude. Decals and stickers are not cheap. I mean, you're talking like $5 per sticker or decal, mainly. Especially if it's something that's maybe, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not famous, but yeah, like, say if you fucking went out and bought like, I don't know, like a Dragon Ball Z sticker and slapped on the side. Hey, dude, that thing ain't gonna be like a couple dollars, dude. It's gonna be probably pretty expensive, but. But that's kind of the risk you take, right? When you look to do any work. I mean, whether it's decals, stickers, and or a $2,000 paint job, right? That's full custom with whatever on it, dude. I mean, it's the risk you take. Yeah, you could get hit in the parking lot, or you could crash going down the freeway and destroy the whole thing. But
it's funny because like I come from obviously freestyle and stunt riding and that kind of stuff, and we have like a whole different mentality when it comes to that shit. Like I don't think there's any stunt rider that could really care when their stuff hits the ground. That's kind of funny that like you look at like my video I just put out today. Like I hit the dirt on a bike that's like 2 hours old, and I'm just laughing my ass off, even though I broke the shit out of it.
It's cringeworthy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's risk you take, kind of thing. You
True.
Push the limits, you're gonna hit the ground.
True.
Last thing I care about is my bike. As long as I'm good, bike's gonna be fixed.
Yeah, I don't have that mentality. I'm more like, fuck me. Hope the bike's good. I'll hill, but is the bike still rideable or whatever? But it's different, man. I don't work on bikes. I can't work on bikes. I can at least change my oil. Ghost Ninja. And I can do some other little small things, but yeah, don't ask me to do a valve adjustment. But the honest truth is, I wouldn't mind doing one. I would just need somebody to oversee and help me out with it, But that's it.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
So, all right, man.
Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for my dad. I kind of feel sorry for my dad too, because he just spent the money on what could have gone to like advancement on his sound system in his car, because one speaker had just been blown out. I don't know for how long.
Okay.
And then there's that ever reoccurring issue, because when I'm with him and we're out in traffic, his idle sensor either goes below 1,000 RPMs or above 1,000 RPMs, and it rattles the muffler or the exhaust pipe, call it what you will, but me, I think it's like, yeah, you need to get that fixed like right effing now, because that just does not sound good at all.
Yeah.
Because it'll rattle the muffler, and when I'm in the up front right passenger seat, I can hear it clear as day. Be like, they'll look at my dad, be like, "Where are you gonna get this shit fixed, huh? When?
Well,
Do you have an ETA?"
Nah, I guess to him it's not really that big of an issue. So I mean, for him it's he's just kind of like, whatever, I'll get around to it. I mean, but there's a lot of shit that I've said that I'll get around to it, just never do, or eventually a year and a half later get around to doing it. So, but well, anyways, man, I appreciate you calling in. Let me go ahead and take the. Ow! Shit! I just hit my fucking elbow on the desk. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. Anyways,
all that might have gone to is all that might have gone to something more important than a damn paint job, which is going to possibly peel away in 90+ degree weather for months to come, like July, August, and June, of course.
Well, as long as he takes care of it, man, it'll last for some years. It all depends on how well he takes care of it.
I mean, for God's sake, it's a 1997 Honda Civic EX. I mean, like, shit's old.
Hey, man, it's subjective, I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, to what he likes, to what makes him happy. It could have been his fucking high school car or whatever. It's an old reminiscence, an old memory back when him and whomever and what, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to have my old fucking high school car again. Eventually, I'll probably buy one, I'll probably throw a bunch of fucking pointless money down the drain building it, but whatever, But anyways, man, let me get off of here. I appreciate you calling in, sir. Let me go ahead and grab this next caller. He's been holding on for a little while, so thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, brother. Have yourself a good night. There you go. All right. Ooh, we got an Oklahoma caller here. I wonder who it could be. I don't know. Let's see. Area code 405. You live on the air. What up?
Hey, it's Jeff Moore, 919.
Is who?
Jeff Moore, 919.
What's going on, Jeff, man?
What's up?
Appreciate you calling in, my
brother.
How
are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was in Oklahoma.
Hey, Lee, what?
I didn't know you was in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm in Oklahoma.
Interesting.
Anyway, if I would have checked out Lee Stuart beforehand, I'd have some questions for him.
Well,
instead, I just want to say hi to you.
Okay, appreciate it. But you definitely
your show.
You definitely need to go check out some Lee Stuart, man. It's on
yeah, I'm going to check him out after this.
It's what I would look at. I mean, granted, he's like a little above and beyond, but I how can I explain this? There's a lot of moto vloggers who just, I guess you can throw me in that fucking barrel too, but who just ride, right? They don't do shit else. They don't really do much of anything bike related, right? I'm not saying you got to be a stunner or you got to be anything, when you come across a channel like Lee, there's information and knowledge there. And it's cool that, granted, he's not a tutorial or teaching somebody how to do some shit, but at least he kind of shows you the steps, and to kind of see how stuff gets fabricated and or built and or put together. And to me, oh, look at that. Nice. I can respect that aspect of a person being a writer and someone also being a filmmaker. So yeah, man, definitely when we're all said and done here, man, go check them out. Good shit.
Yeah, he definitely sounds like an interesting dude. Anyway, what was I going to say? Hey, on that video of yours where you test drove that Beamer, the BMW,
Yes.
and then you're comparing it to another bike.
The
I don't know what it was. F4i?
No, it's
what was it?
the Aprilia RSV4.
Oh, that's correct.
Yeah.
Then I was looking down Instagram, and it looked like I saw all three, your bike and the Beamer and another one. I was just curious, do you have another Instagram?
No, I just have one, man. And literally, I only made that because somebody fucking talked me into it. Like, I'm not anti-social media, but I just look at, like, certain social medias as, like, a fucking chore, right? Like, some people, to them, they're just, like, fucking all day, fuck, click, selfie, fuck, post, look, back, bye. I can't do that shit, man. To me, I'm just, like, you know, every now and again, I'm like, oh, here's some cool shit, snap, fucking put, like, 5 or 6 hashtags called a day. I don't need 45 hashtags, you know. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not anti-social media, but, I don't lean on social media as hard as like most people do. So no, I just have one Instagram now.
All right. Yeah, I haven't even been on it a year. Sometimes I just think about quitting. But anyway, get to meet nice people like you guys.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, brother.
Oh yeah, man.
Otherwise I wouldn't. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks, Jeff. Have yourself a good night, man.
Hey, you too. Bye.
Hey, man.
Yeah, Lee, you were talking about that the other night on your hangout. Something about you don't post to Instagram very often, right?
No, I usually do. I hit like at least, I don't know, 3 times a week. But yeah, I don't go like crazy with it like some people. And like I'll only post stuff if it's like worth posting kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't really like. You'll never see me take a fucking selfie ever. That's for sure. I'll only post like pictures of me riding or something, or I'll like throw the teasers for my videos up on there, kind of thing. I always do those because that seems to, I don't know, draw a few people to watch my videos that might not have seen them. So that's cool.
Vegas girl says Instagram is the easiest of all social medias. Yeah, I give her. I give her that. I mean, I like Instagram because there's not a lot of reading. There's just fucking pictures. Double tap, go up. Double tap, go up. Double tap, go up. But the problem is you get into this rhythm and this habit, and then all of a sudden it's like you double tap somebody fucking image of like them losing their fucking family member, and you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, and you go back and you're like, oh fuck, it says it right there. You didn't even read the shit, you know? But I honestly, I think that's how most people look at fucking Instagram too, because, you know, even like I posted stuff on Instagram today about this about this show, and like not that many people like it, but the moment somebody sees like a bike, a beach, and as like the background, they're like, fuck yeah, double tapping, and it's like fucking
always
200 likes. But it's like, hey guys, fucking ride at this fucking place, and it's just like a generic image of something, then yeah, it's like 45 fucking likes, and people's like, dude, why didn't you tell me you had to meet? Fucking, I put that shit on Instagram, and they go back and they're like, oh, there it is. Fuck, totally missed that. But
yeah.
But then again, one thing I don't like about Instagram too is Instagram is not chronological or whatever. So like, I'll log on and I'll be seeing shit from 2 days ago or like yesterday, and I'm like, wait, when the fuck did Ghost Ninja come to LA? Oh wait, this is from yesterday. Like, what the fuck? And I don't understand why Instagram does that, man. It's not just like, whoever you follow, the last person should be at the very top, and then you should fucking scroll down or up or whatever, and you should see, shit getting older and older and older. But Instagram's all over the fucking place. I hate that shit.
Yeah, it's got like an algorithm or something that it shows you more what you want to see, kind of thing.
Is it?
Like, it's weird. Yeah, because like if you like certain stuff, like say you've got one person you follow that you like their shit all the time, every time they post something, that's gonna be the stuff that's in your face every time. And then because I've got people that I follow that like their shit doesn't even show up in my feed, kind of thing, like because there's like stuff that I follow that like I just don't like the pictures or anything, like it's like companies or stuff like that or whatever, where I just like kind of want news on things. Gotcha. And the stuff won't even pop up in my feed most of the time.
So it's fucking Facebook fucking up shit, because I noticed that on Facebook, right? Like literally, like on my page I used to have like I hit the 5K max, like, I don't know, it was a handful of years ago, because being a DJ and just fucking adding every goddamn body, right? And what was funny is, like, eventually I fucking weeded a lot of people out, but then every now and again this one person would come up in my feed, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that person. And so I'd, like, send them a little message or fucking something, right? Or, like, comment on a picture they posted. And then from that point on, dude, for the next, like, week, every fucking time I get on Facebook, it's them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, dude? Like, I mean, that's not bad or anything, but it's just how people fall. Like, Mom's like, hey, you didn't see the picture I posted on Facebook? I'm like, nah, Ma, honestly, I didn't, And then I gotta go, like, directly to her fucking page. Like, it's annoying. Facebook needs to fucking, Instagram needs to fucking fix that shit. That shit's annoying.
Yeah. Well, they're one and the same now, so they're probably using the exact same system.
Something. And did you see, like, how Facebook try to do, like, Facebook stories or whatever the fuck they call it?
Oh god, that shit is so annoying.
Out of all the fucking people I have on Facebook, dude, I see like one of those a day. I'm like,
Yeah.
ain't nobody using that shit. And then I saw how, I guess, Instagram stories have surpassed Snapchat stories or some stupid shit like that, or the Snapchats or some stupid shit like that. So
Yeah, I don't use those. I keep them separate because, like, on my Snapchat, I just do, like, stupid, ridiculous stuff all the time. Like, I'm not going to put that on my Instagram. So I keep them separate. I've never really used that Instagram one. But apparently, yeah, it's a new deal now.
Yeah. Well, it's fucking social medias, man. That's how it goes. Well, if anybody else wants to call in, man, make sure you guys call in here pretty soon. Gonna get ready to wrap this up. So, what's in the future? Wait. What is the projected future of Lee Stuart? What would you like to do in the next 5 years?
Well, I'd like to see my channel actually do something. Would be cool. Like that's every YouTuber says, but that's definitely something I'd like to see because I've got so many ideas rolling around in my head all the time that will like take money to do it, right? So I would need my channel to stop being in the red to actually pull this shit off. Thinking like a show like Roadkill or something. I love that show. How they'll just take like beaters and go do stupid stuff with them. I'd love to do something like that with motorcycles, or just do crazier stunts and go places and ride people. Stuff like ride people. Oh shit, ride. Well, yeah, there'll probably be some of that going on wherever I go to. But yeah, ride with people. All that kind of stuff, man. I want to really like progress myself as a rider for the next, because like I've maybe got 5 years. I'm 30 now, so I've got maybe 5-6 years of doing stuff at this level before I got to start backing down. So I really want to like make something of it until that happens. Another thing, I'm kind of working on starting a brand right now slowly.
Nice.
I haven't really talked about it much. I kind of want to ditch the whole kind of motovlogger support shirts kind of thing, like Teespring and all that kind of shit.
I hate that.
I'd like to get rid of that whole thing and start a brand, because I know for me personally, I'd much rather wear a shirt with somebody's brand on it than somebody's name on it kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it just makes more sense to me to kind of support what I do. Not only to support what I do, but if it grew, I'd like to use it to legitimately sponsor people, like not the way people sponsor people nowadays, they'll like, here's some free stuff, post all over Instagram for me kind of thing. Like, that's bullshit. I'd rather take like, a small handful of like the guys coming up in the stunt game or the motocross or whatever sport they may be, like the guys that are pushing it, putting in the work, that, the kind of people like, I guess that would more relate to myself, and give them a real sponsorship, here's some cash to pay for parts or to get to the next show. 'Cause that's the shit that really matters. And that's something that I really, really want to do with it.
I mean, that's cool, man. I like that selfish approach to it, you know what I mean? Because, you being professional and coming up through the ranks, like, you understand the process and what it takes to get there, right? Like, it does take money. I mean, like, I used to look at all the little local motocross guys, right? And some are lucky because they live closer to the track, but some people are coming from 4 or 5 hours away to come out and ride. And, they're the ones that got to foot that fucking bill and all that other shit, and I mean, until you get sponsored, man, that shit comes out of your fucking pocket, and
yeah.
It is.
And the sad part about it is all these companies are just taking advantage of these people nowadays with the social media age. They're just like, here's some free stuff, and you got to promote us now, kind of thing. And they're getting a ton of advertising for nothing, basically.
Right. That's
And
why. Yeah. I mean, I've even had a company that. I mean, it's not a knock to anybody who did it, but there's been a company that's been trying. They've hit me up like twice or 3 times now, and for some reason they forget that they've hit me up or something, but whatever. But they're like, hey, we'll send you some free shit if you fucking blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want none of that, but I will take one of those. And they're like, no, that's not what we're trying to give away. And I'm like, well, then fuck it, I'm not here to like take some shit that I wouldn't wear in the fucking first place and promote it just because I'm getting it for free. But there's a million people out there that's like, totally cool with just grabbing a free jacket that they may or may not ever wear and just fucking, oh, here's a video and blah blah blah. And I mean, whatever. But yeah, it is pretty bad, man. I think most people don't understand the value of their channel, and it's one of my biggest beefs when it comes to these fucking compilation channels, right? I don't like how those dudes just run around and they're just fucking, hey, can I use your shit? I'll give you a fucking shout out. No, you can fuck off, but you can pay me and I'll let you use it. How about that shit? Oh yeah, sorry, dude, I can't offer you any money. Oh wait, so it's cool for you to make thousands of dollars off this compilation video that you're gonna feature me in, but you can't fucking dish out $200, $300, or $500, whatever the cost may be. Like, yeah,
right. And I totally get it too. Like, I know with my channel, I do that type of shit. The only way I'm doing that type of stuff is if it's benefiting me one way or another. If I'm getting paid for it, or if I'm getting like parts that I wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise, something like that. That's the only way that it's ever going down on my channel, and that's the only way I'm going to do things forever, because shit costs money and stuff. If someone wants to send me some free shirts, go ahead, I'll wear them. I'm not going to advertise for you though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's there's a lot of value to it, and like, I'm not just going to give myself away for free. That just cheapens my value. And there's so many guys that don't realize this, and they kind of cheapen it for everybody.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because the honest truth is, like, some of the bigger brands that people would love to go to, they already know the game, dude. They're, even though I got fucking almost 12,000 subscribers, right? I know if I fucking take my little happy ass over to fucking, let's just say AGV and be like, hey, fucking free helmet for a fucking shout out, and they'll be like, dude, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't talking to me. Like, it's not, maybe A, it wouldn't be in their best interest, or B, they wouldn't get anything out of it. So, but I think, man, as long as you personally keep on the path that you're going, you may not, because I've always looked at YouTube like this. You may not grow the numbers that other people have, right? Like hundreds of thousands or close to 1 million subs in the time frame of like 6 months or a year or whatever. But what I always looked at is like, with the type of quality and the production that you're putting out there, it needs to be seen by the right person. And at that point, I don't think they give 2 fucks what your subscriber count is. They're looking at the production part, right? Because when it comes down to getting a job in production, at least, right, they don't give a fuck how many followers you got. They want to look at that demo reel. Like, what kind of work do you put out? And like I said, man, I truly enjoy your content, man. I love the B-roll shit. Like, it's awesome, dude, right? Like, definitely
Thank you.
Composition well, and it's a cool thing to watch. I mean, yeah, the problem is, right, a bunch of the under 18, under 20, whatever year old group is not gonna necessarily be in tune with that. But like I said, if it ever gets into the right hands or gets seen by the right person, dude, somebody's definitely gonna hit you up with a phone call and be like, hey, so saw this video and we're making this. I mean, because think about it, man. I always look at YouTube as not just the final step, but more of like a stepping stone, right? If I can take my YouTube channel and launch me into a job fucking doing production or some stupid shit at whatever, Alpine Stars, and now I'm the dude that makes Alpine Star commercials, like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, why not? You know what I mean? But
Yeah, right. That's kind of I'm like using it to more so get sponsors and stuff like that to kind of support what I do, like with the stunt riding stuff. So that's why I show so much of it, and show like the behind the scenes of it and stuff too. That I'm not just some dickhead with like a rich parent or something paying for their bike to get fixed every week while they go and thrash it. Like I'm really doing this,
right,
and
right.
it seems to pay off though. Like the people that do back me up and stuff. Like I got the 2 Kawasaki's this year. Fucking that's an awesome, amazing thing for me. And some of the other sponsors I've gotten through it, it's been great. So that's really cool. It's just hopefully it takes off at some point so I can do more with it, because it'd be nice to eat less spaghetti and fucking be able to like actually do some serious stuff that I've got in the back of my head. Like I've got some cool ideas to really push the limit of this content, and it's just gonna kind of be a bankroll issue. So hopefully some people come on board with that, or it blows up. Some people they get that one video that just blows up, and all of a sudden their channel is huge and they're making a living doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I think in my case that's what's going to be, is if one of those happens, because it grows, but it grows very, very small every single day. So it's going to be like that one video scenario, I guess.
Hopefully, but sometimes a viral video isn't all what it's cracked up to be. You know what I mean? You get this influx, and then it just kind of fizzles out, and then you go back to your day to day. Or it could help out.
It depends on the content, right?
True.
That's the way I see it.
True.
Like Casey Neistat, he had a viral video before he started vlogging, but it's very consistent with the way that he makes his vlogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people ended up sticking around, and his channel grew and grew and grew and grew because it was consistent all the way through. It was the same kind of deal, and it's not like a viral video where someone does something super funny or super gnarly or whatever, and then the rest of their content is shit and unwatchable. Which is the case with a lot of people. I've seen that numerous times in the motovlogging community. They've got one video that goes huge, and then the rest of the videos, it's like just like put you to sleep boring.
Right.
So they'll have a huge subscriber count with very, very little numbers of the rest of the videos.
Right.
And, so yeah, at least with mine, I know if it did happen, it'd be very consistent with all the other stuff, and it would kind of stay at that rate. It would start growing, or it would keep those views at kind of the same amount, because all my videos kind of look the same. And if I did do something super crazy or something like that, that would be something potentially to blow up, then I would make sure it's going to be in a vlog that looks the same as the rest of my videos. I wouldn't just put out like a 2-minute clip of like, hey, I went and did like a fucking quadruple backflip on something stupid or something like that, and just put out the video of that, and then no one wants to watch the rest of my other videos. It would be like in one of the vlog videos, so that they're like, okay, this is cool to watch, and then here's this, and then okay, now let's tune in next week to see what this guy's doing.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So before we get out of here, Frozen Fury, you doing one again?
Yeah, that was a bummer this year. I couldn't do it. Our weather was so jacked up this year, man. Like our winters are usually so cold, so cold, and this winter was just weird. Like all of a sudden in the middle of February, which is usually the coldest month of the year, like we're talking minus 30 degrees Celsius on an average. Yeah, like crazy cold. And this year it just like all of a sudden it started going hot to cold. Like all of a sudden it was above zero and snow's melting, and then cold for a bit, and it went back and forth like that for so long that like the ice was just unusable. And bummer I couldn't do it this year, but it's coming back again for sure. I'm ready to go. I got the tires built now at least, and if when next year rolls around, there's going to be no prep time before it. It's going to be boom, tires go on, let's shoot this thing. And I've got plans for that one too. I'm trying to get a little bit of backing to make it happen this time instead of paying out of pocket.
Nice.
So I think the first one that I made cost me like $1,400 for me to make the first one.
Oh dang!
And the second one, I made the tires and got my bike kind of half ready, so I dumped a good like $400 or $500 into that already. But I'd like to get a little bit of a production budget so that I can do some different stuff, kind of like up the ante of what the riding is and the production value is. Have like more than one filmer out there, and build a cooler course, maybe have some like ice jumps built, and just like make something totally different that no one's ever done. And I don't know, that's the plan for this year. So
yeah, definitely having a budget fucking changes the game, man. Whether it's just even hiring someone who's just competent behind the camera, man. I mean, you get those shots, like especially when you can actually storyboard or write it down, and then they can look at it and be like, got you. You know what I mean? And then you go back
Yeah.
and look at the footage. You're like, fuck yeah, dude, that's exactly what I wanted. Because I know how hard it is to try to translate what you see in your head, number one, onto paper, but two, into somebody else's fucking hands, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing behind the camera. They can hit the record, and they can hit the fucking the record button again to stop the footage. That's all they can do. So I get it, man. And I mean, I hope you can grab some funding, man, because yeah, it's definitely gonna make it different, man. Yeah.
Well, it's cool. The first one, the chick that shot that with me, she's a super sick rider. Like, that girl on a dirt bike will waste anybody on YouTube. She's amazing.
Oh, wow.
And so she knows, like, she had no, and she's good behind the camera and stuff. So that, like, when we shot that video, there was no storyboard, no direction, no nothing. I was just like, I'm gonna go ride. You do what you do, because I trust you. And she just banged out all the footage. Like, she knows how to shoot riding, and that's kind of the key behind riding videos. I think you got to have someone that's like that knows the sport to be able to shoot it right. You know, if you brought on a professional cinematographer that shoots, you know, a TV show or something like that, they're going to have totally different shots than someone who rides. And the person who rides with no film experience, their footage is going to be better, hands down, every time.
Right, I got you. Makes sense.
Because they watch the riding videos and they look at it every day. You know what I mean? So they're going to get those like cool, tight, low angles and hit corners from the right spots, or know which angle to shoot a wheelie so it doesn't look stupid and stuff like that. So that's cool. So yeah, she's going to be down for doing the next one with me. We were supposed to do it this year, obviously, but that didn't go down. And I know a couple other people they kind of want in on it, so that'd be cool. And that's all just people wanting to help out. So that's awesome. I don't really need a budget for them. It'd be nice to be able to pay them something if I got some budget, because you know I appreciate help. But the budget this year will be for a course. We're gonna build a course that's never been done before. That's for sure. Some real cool stuff.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, you got any shameless plugs you want to get out there, man, before we get off the air?
Nah, man, I shamelessly plug everybody on my channel as it is, so go feel free to check out my channel. You want to see any of the cool stuff I'm doing on there, go hit it up and see all the cool products I'm using. I don't need to plug that on your channel.
Right. Like I said, if you guys don't know who Lee Stuart is, man, make sure you check him out, man. Lee Stuart on. Oh, you know what? I didn't even put your. I'm gonna go ahead and put this link in the down there, in that doobly doo down below. Let's see here. Home. Wait, is that how I want to do it? Yeah, we'll just do it like that. Copy this link. Throw it down here. Oh, it's fucking got Ghost Ninja shit on there. Whoops. My bad. That's funny though. All right, let's see. Lee, STUART.
You can pretty much just type my name and it'll be the first thing that comes up.
Yeah, it took me fucking a year before I fucking got front page on goddamn Instagram. I mean on YouTube, because there's a DJ Red One, and he's done shit with like Pitbull. So his channel is at like 300K subbed or some stupid shit like.
Yeah,
like he's just killing it, dude. So I couldn't even fuck with him, but yeah, I guess got you down there. Should be good. I'll check that link once we're done. But once again, Lee, I appreciate you, man, for coming and hanging out with me today, taking some phone calls, hanging out
awesome,
with us.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, man, we'll have to do it again in the future. And that being said, guys, appreciate you hanging out right here. Red One Radio. Tune in next week for somebody. I always kind of keep it secret. I don't really like telling like who's coming on or what the fuck we're gonna talk about. I just kind of want people to tune in to see what the fuck's gonna happen. But once again, Lee, I appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah, thank you, and thank you guys for watching.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next week, man, we will see y'all. Make sure y'all check out the other guys live. It'll be this Friday on Ghost Ninja's channel. Also this Friday, you can catch me at Cycle Gear for the bike night in Huntington Beach. Once again, I'll be DJing from 5 to 8. So if you guys want to come out for that, if you're in the SoCal area, I'll be there. So till Friday, fuckers. See ya.